What's going on? It's Justeeni here. We're back with some more Poly Titans. So I really want to get past this group stage, but I'm against my toughest opponent yet, Meister Lamp, who goes by this alias. Yeah. He's the person who won the last Poly Titans tournament, by the way. So he's also like one of the best, if not the best player like ever. So okay. Yeah, I get to play 2 games against him. That's nice. So first one, Barter against Sabasi. And if you guys remember, last time I was doing this with Sabasi and I crushed Barter, so let's see how things go. I do have host advantage at least. And I will say, I did have the bonus, so I have to commit to the spawn. No village, mountain ruin. I have to go climbing. Can't back down. And I see my villages, at least I have good density. I just got kind of unlucky. There's likely a village here as well, because these resources. And I get a star ruin. Okay. You're against one of the best players in the world. Turn 3, you get climbing, you get a star ruin. You got 14 stars on turn 3. What do you do? First instinct here. Well, let's upgrade our capital. Well, you can't. You can't upgrade your capital. We'll get a rider. No, you can't. Pop capped. So what do you do with 14 stars on turn 3? Do you just save them? Do nothing? Upgrade next turn? That's kind of slow. You're not capturing your next city until turn 3 or turn 5. What can you do with those stars? Well, there's only one thing you can do with those stars. This is a Pangea map, by the way, but I decide the only thing worth doing with these stars is meditation, and we're rushing Philo on a normal Pangea map. You've probably never seen this ever, and you should not do this. This is a very specific circumstance that demands this. But yes, I am going against one of the best players in the world, and I'm doing something completely wild and almost downright stupid. But you can kind of see I have a good forge spot, and I also need to pick up org. So I'm gonna need a lot of techs actually, and especially if I want to pick up like riding roads or archery or forestry or all that. So Philo's gonna pay off. In fact, I can pick up the entire climbing tech tree on turn 5. What the heck? And I meet the opponent. Sadly, they're sitting on the ruin. But I was really worried that they were gonna have like riding or something. And I'd have to like defend for my life until turn 8. And it'd be really annoying. Maybe I'd even lose a city, but I'd try to like make a comeback with the Philo for the content. But I see them on a mountain ruin, and they have this level 1 city, and that actually kind of, I breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. I just kind of hope they don't get a vet sword, but in some sense, I'm actually kind of fine with that, because I have a plan. Maybe you guys can already see what I'm up to. If it is not apparent already. After I train 2 warriors, which yes, I trained 2 warriors. I'm not getting the workshop. Why am I not getting the workshop? Because I don't need to. I don't need to do any of this development, because after they open the ruin, I'm going to get a turn 7 giant. I got my giant before I even got my Altar of Peace. And I can spend my Park of Fortune here. And you guys might be thinking, wait, what? Get Org and then put your Park of Fortune here, so then you can get the 2nd giant next turn. What are you doing, Justeeni? This is a waste of Park of Fortune. Yes, you get a giant here, but it's all the way back here. That's not worth it. No. It is worth it. Because now I get the Altar of Peace. And now I get my 2nd giant up here anyway. And I have plenty of warriors. I'm very stable on defense. My economy's doing well thanks to this city. I have 2 level 1 cities, but it doesn't matter. There is a village here. That's super nice. And yeah. Really nice. I need to knock this... Oh. They got archery. I guess that's not a surprise. I see my giants, and really weird for Zabasi to get archery. And they have a giant of their own. What the heck? Well, I can get some vision now, so maybe this will clear things up. I hope I'm not in trouble. I mean, they have some giants, and they do have archery. No construction, though. That means they might not be going markets, and... Wait, I'm about to have 6 cities. What the heck? And I'm taking this. I'm gonna have 7 cities. I just rushed Philo, and I'm out expanding the opponent. What? Yeah. And then I get a sword here because I need to hold on defensively here because I kind of messed up with hitting the warrior. But yeah, I'm actually just holding on. So I get forestry, do a little bit of chopping, get archery. I need to get forestry pre-cap anyway. I probably could have gone. Actually, no. I'm capturing 3 cities this turn. It's fine to get forestry. Chop a bunch. Again, I really only need forestry for like a giant here and here. So like I need to pick up forestry, but I don't need most of the forest. Might as well get rid of them. The only way I lose this game is if I don't have enough units and if I screw up the micro. And yeah, I'm gonna deny them this village. Unfortunately, I might have to give this away. I don't quite have enough units to defend the full HP giant that's about to siege, but I get another giant here. I get another village, upgrade here. Upgrade here. And then get a warrior. I can't quite get an archer. I need this forest. I go for the siege. Yeah, I just Philo rushed on normal Pangea with barter. And I mean, it looks like I'm just winning. They're gonna be on 5 cities, but I'm on 7, and I'm gonna get a ton of giants with Smithery. Like I'm way up in techs. I'm definitely up in eco. I have Philo, so like despite the fact that I'm up in cities, my tech prices are probably actually cheaper. And I have a good amount of units. I'm making sure to stay disciplined there. Always make units. And yeah, we're having a bit of an archer battle. And yeah, I'm gonna get some more giants and support them with archers. Have you ever seen anything like this? Normal Pangea, Philo rush against probably like the GOAT. Slap down my gate of power here. I can't quite get a giant unless I road, which, you know, roads are pretty cheap here, so that's definitely an idea. I get a mind vendor here because I actually want to start healing my archers and this giant. Because in this archer battle, you'll see like there's a lot of archers getting damaged. That's kind of how you want to play things. It's better to damage 2 archers than to kill 1. So there's a lot of just damaging, and mind vendor is actually pretty good there because you heal your archers and then also damage theirs. But yeah, I'm just kind of poking away, and I want to make sure my micro is still clean. I don't want to give them any chances, so I move this warrior back. This looks really weird. Why not just heal the warrior? Well, the reason why is because they have a 2 out of 3 archer here. I don't want to make this a vet archer. So yeah, let's just make sure that's not an issue in the first place. And yeah, another mindbender, why not? Get roads, road things. I'm gonna get my Grand Bazaar, and I'm gonna get some, you know, some more giants, road my archers to pressure even more, maybe even get some riders. And, you know, I don't see any shenanigans they can pull off. I do give them a knight chain here. If they were to somehow have a knight here, A, that would be kind of crazy. I mean, their score's decent. But also, like, if they did, I am actually still fine here. Because I'm gonna get a knight myself. And then they just resign on the spot. So I just beat the GOAT with Philo. If this does not convince you that Philo is not a meme strat, this is a legitimate strategy. This is on normal Pangea. I mean, come on. The gameplay speaks for itself, right? Anyway, though, I'll go ahead and cut to the next match. Alright, the dreaded matchup that I'm not looking forward to. Hoderick versus Luxador. Hoderick with the host advantage. I talked about this in the last video, but Hoderick is very favored here. So I really need to lock in. I was actually practicing some Luxador openings, trying to find some anti-Hoderick strategies because, I mean, there's not much you can do. The reason, though, why the committee decided Luxador shouldn't have host advantage is because if you get good naval access, Luxador can get an advantage. However, it's lakes. You're not guaranteed naval access. You can see the spawn, Yeah, no, I'm not getting naval access. Are you kidding me? So, what do you do here? Like, you can run down your options. Go Rider Roads. Yeah, you're not breaking through Hoodrick's archers. They get giants, they win. Go greedy for markets. Hoodrick does that better. You lose. Go for an early giant. Are you kidding me? Against the archer tribe? You lose. Like, there's nothing you can do. Or is there? Watch this one. So I go for a 2 warrior opening. Already really weird. Normally you go 3 warrior or even 4 warrior opening. 2 warrior. And I see a ruin. And this is actually perfect. I didn't want to find a village. I wanted to find a ruin. I know that there's most likely a village somewhere here. I could have explored there. But I want a ruin. Because I want an excuse to rush meditation. I was practicing this opening. I was trying to map out how do you do it. Do you go single warrior opening and you can actually delay capture for turn 4 philosophy? It's not worth it, by the way. You can go double warrior, get meditation. You can try triple warrior, delay capture for turn 4 meditation. There's all sorts of weird things you can do, but I found this to just be the best way. Just capture turn 3, get meditation turn 3. I get a star rune. Oh my goodness, wait. I might actually have a chance. The problem is I'm playing against the GOAT. But I don't know. I meet them, get a lot of stars, and I go Philo, forestry. Now forestry here is actually a mistake. Why is it a mistake? You'll see why later. But the idea behind forestry here is pretty straightforward. I want to get a giant, so you know, I need forestry or fishing for it, and I'm going to set up my giant here as well, you know, when I get Brook of Fortune. I'm going to use Ultra Peace here. So I can actually get the giant without getting Orc, which is pretty nice here. And I'm letting them take this city. I could have gone actually riding and then gotten like roads to kick them off. I didn't actually see that in the game. I kind of talked with Meister after the game, and he pointed out this play. Maybe it's good, maybe not. It's hard to say. This is certainly not easy to figure out anything here because I actually misplayed this. So I go for my giant again with forestry. And my plan was, this why I wanted to get forestry instead of orcs, so I could go for this border growth. And this allows me to get another giant. If I get math, that's another giant. And so I get a ruin, I get mining, so that's pretty nice. I can get this giant without org once again. Really nice. So, you know, things are looking pretty good. And then Meister just rips a border growth right in the middle of the map. I'm stuck on 4 cities, and this certainly isn't helping. But then I realize, oh, I need cloaks. And this is why forestry was a mistake. I was trying to avoid org because I wanted to go for like math and stuff, and then maybe like markets, whatever. I should have been going for org so then I could go for cloaks. Because right now, I basically have to get a diplomacy ruin. I have to buy strategy, get a diplo ruin to get a cloak this turn, but I don't get it. And yeah. What are these giants gonna do? I'm against Hoodrick. It would be really nice if I had a cloak right now, because they don't have any defense for a cloak. And I'm just gonna cloak chain the city. And even though they have the rest of the map, this cloak chain is really, really good. I have Philo, I can follow up with so much. I can get some naval dominance. I could get some knights. I could get some markets. Who knows? But now they're really, really set up. And I can get a cloak. And I get the cloak here. You know, it's not over yet. Why do I get the cloak here? Why not my capital or this city or this city? I get it here because I don't think that they have vision here. I know that they got an explorer here, but I don't think they have vision here. Why? Well, because I have these mountains perfectly blocking, so the explorer has a good chance of just skipping right by, just kind of not like go into these mountains. It would have to like go around the mountains, which is possible, but it's kind of unlikely, and I'm willing to take my chances because if I don't go cloaks, I lose. And yeah, sure enough, I'm getting pressured with the archers now. This giant's now stopping any of these spots from working. I can't send the cloak in. So I just have to try and defend. Go archery to continue to try and defend. Hopefully I can scare this giant off. They send the giant in. They see the cloak now. They don't go for the siege, interestingly enough. I think this is a mistake. But yeah, I'm just trying to, again, get this giant away. I need to get my cloaks going. But I just can't, because if I train a cloak on my capital, it can get hit by a rider if they just kill this and then they place 2 roads. So yeah, very unfortunate. They're killing my warriors, so I'm just kind of losing defensive resources, which kind of sucks. I get a Star Ruin. That's pretty nice. And wait, they didn't cover this. Wait a second, what are they doing? That's like completely shocked me in the game. I thought like, oh, they covered this cloak spot and I resigned. But I was just waiting for them to cover it and they just didn't. Which like, I don't know why. They just didn't cover it. So, you know, I can get a city wall here. I don't have to worry about this so much. And yeah, I trained a Mindbender here. I thought they couldn't reach it, but they actually can. So, oops. Now my cap's being sieged. And they're going to defend the cloak. And I'm not getting another cloak. And yep, this is the experience against Hoderick. I tried Philo Rush. It maybe could have worked. I definitely played pretty bad. Fun fact, going for giants against Hoderick is never a good idea. At least try and go for them early. Obviously, you still need giants, but don't get them early. Get them when you actually need them. Because, you know, there are better things that you can be doing. If you can land a cloak chain on Hoderick, it will win the game. Like that's the secret sauce to beating them. And I got the Philo, so then diplomacy's cheaper, and all my other techs level up cities. But unfortunately, yeah, this is just too much at this point. I'm trying to set up like another cloak here. Just please, somehow. I have a lot of giants here. If I can just get that cloak chain. But unfortunately, I'm getting pressured. My setup is kind of falling apart here already. Oh, there goes my giant. Oh no. There's the market. Yep. This is what you expect against Hoderick. This is why it's a really bad matchup for Luxador. Like, because if again you attack into them with rider roads, it's not gonna work. Giants don't work. You need cloaks to stand a chance. And unfortunately, I got my cloaks too late here. I think if I did get my cloaks earlier, got a good cloak chain, I would have had good chances. But yeah, they just attacked the cloak here. And that's that. So I go 1-1 against Meisterlamp. And actually today, Meisterlamp played a set against Vorse, who's going to be my last opponent. And he went 1-1. And we both 2-0'd Dux. So if I 2-0 Vorse, I will actually make it to the next stage. And if I go 1-1 against him, Meister and I will be tied. So stay tuned for next episode. There's a chance I make it past that group stage. I haven't actually played the game yet, so I don't even actually know, as of recording this, what's going to happen. But hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.